Yo, what's going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video. And yes, if you couldn't tell already, your boy is feeling very, very sick. But you know what? That doesn't matter because we've got manga to talk about. So today we're going to be discussing Samurai 8 Chapter 18. I can't wait to jump into this one because I really enjoyed this chapter. I think if I'm going to rate it, I'm going to give it a 4 stars this week. I think Samurai 8 was probably my favourite chapter of what I've read this week. I absolutely loved it, and just the idea of a tournament arc from Kishimoto again is just driving me insane. Like, we all remember his last tournament arc, and it was one of Shonin's greatest ever, most iconic arcs of all time with the Chunin exams. But before we jump into all that, let's go over what some of you guys said. We've got Mad Monkey McKnight saying it was good. Seeing Ryu with 2 samurai souls was a first and cool. Looks like we'll have a tournament arc soon. Let's see how it'll turn out. The fact there are not many characters yet makes me think this will not be a long arc like the Chunin exams, and that is fine. Now, I could sort of see where you're coming from. So first of all, we'll touch on the 2 souls. I absolutely loved that. I mean, Samurai 8 feels very much like sort of like a Japanese Star Wars. Kishimoto has said plenty of times, I believe, that his love and admiration for the Star Wars franchise. So I think that plays a huge role, if not the biggest role, in the reason for him wanting to make a sci-fi manga. And I was saying to a few people that Samurai 8, to me anyway, sort of feels like Star Wars meets One Piece and Naruto. You've got that Naruto feel to it because at the end of the day, it is Kishimoto, but it's sort of got that Star Wars setting, but the adventure vibe of going from planet to planet as opposed to island, picking up crew members that One Piece has. So I think you put it all together and it's just so damn enjoyable, and seeing the similarities with Ryu and his 2 souls and Darth Maul, one of my all-time favourite Star Wars characters, was beautiful. Just the whole idea and concept of a dual-sided lightsaber, or samurai sword in this case, is just so damn cool. And Ryu has automatically skyrocketed into becoming one of my favourite characters of the entire series so far because he's hilarious. He is such an idiot. I love him. I love dumb characters in manga. It's just it seems so stereotypical and boring, but there's just something so enjoyable about them personality-wise. I love his design. I think his design's very badass. It's sort of like Sasuke meets Sai. I don't know. It's a hard one to explain. But I also think he's a badass. He's an absolute badass. He's shown in this chapter that he was able to go toe-to-toe with Daruma, Hachimaru's sensei. Daruma is a monster. This dude like destroys planets, and Ryu maybe not as strong, but he put up a good fight, and all the creativity of turning his sword into that dual-sided saber, into a scythe, and then sort of like a propeller thing to take him and his friend away. I love Ryu so much. But going on to the topic of the tournament arc, I see a lot of people saying that tournament arcs are overdone at this point. Every series has them. They've gotten boring. I sort of agree. If it wasn't Kishimoto, I think I'd be sort of bored, but knowing Kishimoto, I'm hoping it's going to be something legendary, because I think tournament arcs nowadays, at least for me anyway, they can't just be a tournament arc or just a tournament. It's got to be something added onto that. It's got to be a tournament second, if that makes sense. Or it's got to be an interesting plot, a subplot, which sort of transcends into becoming the main plot, and the tournament sort of takes a backseat. That's sort of what the Chunin exams felt like to me. It started off as just a tournament, but it transformed into something completely different, to the point when you almost forgot it was a tournament by the end of it. That's what I hope happens. And another thing which people say, why is there so many tournament arcs nowadays? They're just such a staple of the genre almost, and they're such an easy way to introduce a whole just brand new array of characters and power systems. They are by far probably the most entertaining and easiest way to do so. I think if you look back at 90% of tournament arcs happen towards the beginning of a series, and they also act as a gateway for new characters, new powers, new power systems, all to be introduced so they can all be explained and put into examples straight away. So with that being the case, although we only have a few characters right now in the tournament arc, it doesn't necessarily think it's going to be a short arc per se, because we are likely to be introduced to tons of new characters once we actually start the tournament. There'll be the antagonist of the tournament, the one that we really want to beat. There'll be new friends that we meet on the tournament. There'll be a whole crew essentially founded in this tournament arc, which I'm sure we're going to be introduced to and absolutely fall in love with, because that's what Kishimoto and tournament arcs in general do. And looking through the rest of these comments, so we'll go with Eternal Strike Gamer, who says this was 5 stars easily. I loved it. The fight between Daruma and the guy wearing the black clothing was lit, and I really enjoyed the build up to a brand new tournament arc of Samurai 8. I cannot wait, this is going to be lit. And then we've also got Phil Ossifer saying, loving the story so far, the forgetful guy is really cool. Samurai 8 is like Star Wars if Star Wars didn't currently suck. And I think that sort of sums up what I was going to say. Ryu has not just become a fan favourite of mine, he seems to become a fan favourite of you guys as well. And I'm still sticking to the fact that he will join the squad at the end of this arc. And his friend, who I still can't quite remember, I still get this feeling they might die. I don't know why that's the case, but Ryu seems to have such a bigger impact on the story so far that the other guy, I can't see both of them joining Hachimaru's squad. If any of them's going to join, it's got to be Ryu. And I think if that's going to be the case, definitely I can see his friend dying. 100%. But going on to the tournament arc, and I just wanted to ask you guys this. I don't necessarily think it myself 100%, but I wanted to put it out there so I've sort of got a record of this if it ended up becoming true. So in this chapter, we find out that there's a festival being made, which is going to be the tournament arc, and there's someone who holds a key to Pandora's box, who obviously Daruma and Hachimaru and Princess Anne are all trying to find so that they can join Hachimaru's squad, so that they can defeat Atta and all the rest. And he is creating this festival. And I don't know why I think this, but Ryu. I'm looking at Ryu for this. He's that much of an idiot. He's that dumb and forgetful that part of me thinks he is the one that is the key to Pandora's box. But he's just that much of an idiot. He's just not thought to tell anyone that. And he's like, yeah, there's this really strong guy who's a key to Pandora's box, and he's starting a festival. It's like, really? He's like, yeah. Who is it? Oh, I can't quite remember. And then at the end, he's like, Ryu? It was you? It's like, oh, yeah, did I not tell anyone? It was me. I don't know why I could see something like that happening. He's just that much of an idiot, that forgetful, that I feel as though he's one of the only people I could think of that could create a tournament arc without remembering he's the one that created the tournament arc and entering his own tournament arc. I don't know why I could see that being the case. Maybe that's just because I can see him joining Hachimaru's squad, and the guy that they're going to meet at the end of the tournament arc by winning $1 billion and meeting the key to Pandora's box, you'd imagine he'd also join the squad because he is a key to Pandora's box like Hachimaru. So if that's the case, are both him and Ryu going to join? That's sort of why I think maybe Ryu is the one. And then, rather than they both join, they're actually the same person. But I think that more or less covers what I wanted to say about this chapter. In fact, I haven't actually said what you guys thought of the chapter. I mean, it's to be expected, I think, by this point. You guys went with 5 stars. 66% of you guys absolutely smashed it. I feel a bit bad giving it 4 stars, considering how much I loved Ryu. But this chapter, this arc, in fact, I can't wait to see, like I was saying, what direction Kishimoto takes it. Whether it's just going to be a standard tournament arc. Like the school festival for My Academia, I loved that, and there was subplots to it, but it still felt like a tournament arc more than anything. Whereas, like I was saying, with the Chunin exams, it sort of felt like a tournament arc second, something else first. And I'm excited to see what direction Kishimoto takes his tournament arc in. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad. Leave all your thoughts and opinions on this chapter in the comment section down below. Like I said, your boy's feeling very, very ill, and he's still got a Black Clover chapter review to film. So, I've been really hit with the flu magic this week. I'll see you guys in another video, but until then, peace. Oh, God, I'm so ill. 執着の地獄がす寡黙なものおびき寄せられた神々の消し恐れを知らぬ剣が貫く目指す場所とはまだ見ぬ定め
近づいてくる気仙の時